People is starting to find opportunities. People is starting to see light at the end of the tunnel. People is starting to understand that the government is doing changes in favor of industry, of progress, of more investment coming into the country. There is a lot of change.
Welcome to In It to Win It. This is Steve Barton, and thank you for tuning in. We are here at the 2025 Rural Symposium in Boca Raton, and I am here with Joaquin Marias of Argenta Silver. Joaquin, thank you for coming back on the show.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Fantastic to be with you.
Yes, likewise. Pleasure's all on this side of the table, sir. Last time we talked, we were at the Metals Investors Forum up in Vancouver, and you've gotten a promotion since then, right?
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
Tell us what's new with the company.
Okay, so now I am the CEO and president of Argenta Silver. I am as well a director of the company. So since then, there have been some changes or some news more than changes. I have to say that we have also brought to the company Vanessa Vogler, who is our new VP of Investor Relations and Communications. So it's a pleasure to have her on board. And we also start drilling, something that we didn't comment last time. So we are drilling currently as we are speaking. We are drilling in the project. We are now in a 4,000 meter program, which we have already drilled a quarter of that. So 1,000 meters have been drilled so far. It's a very challenging drilling season for us because it's winter in Argentina. It's an altitude project. There are no many companies that are drilling in the middle of the winter, but we are doing so. We are starting to get results back from the laboratory. So at some point, we will be reverting to the market with some news.
Okay, awesome. And maybe I should have led with this market cap, debt, and cash. What are your positions?
Okay, let's start with the most important that everybody's asking. How much do we owe?
Yeah.
We owe nothing.
Okay, no debt.
So no debt, no pending payments.
Okay.
I just want to make a brief comment. Remember that we acquire this project for $3.5 million American dollars, and no pending payments, no debt to the previous owners. So the project is fully ours. And how well cash up are we today? Well, up to date, we have 11 million Canadian dollars.
Okay.
In the vault.
Yep.
And we are really well cashed up. It makes sense that at some point we will spend part of that money in drilling, so we will have to go and look for more out in the market. And market cap. At this moment today, our share price is at a record high again. It's at 37 cents on the TSXV, and our market cap, it's around 70 million Canadian dollars.
70.
70, yes.
Okay, 70 million.
Plus minus, right? But it's around 70 million Canadian dollars.
That's more than the last time we talked.
Yes, it's still growing. This is a very recent company. It's a newly born company, as we were saying last time. And I think that shareholders and the public in general will see an organic growth moving forward. Last time that we were talking, we were looking for a CEO. Yeah. It made sense for all of us to have a CEO that was a bilingual Spanish speaker person, somebody that knew Argentina, somebody that knew Latin America, somebody that knew the Canadian market on the financial markets, somebody that had a combination of a technical with the finance sector. It ended up that it was me.
Yeah.
So I was appointed as CEO, and then as you can see, we have started bringing people into the equation as well. As Vanessa, as I was telling you, we are bringing more technical people into the team, more advisors. So it is organically growing, and we are very happy with it. There is a lot more to see.
Yeah. Now, you're the CEO now. What experience do you have that relates to what you're doing down in Argentina? Geologist, give us your background.
So my background, it's mostly in exploration. I have worked for private-owned companies, and that gave me an opportunity to be in many roles with only one hat, you know.
Yeah.
Or if you want to see it on the other way, I was wearing too many hats, being in only one position. The things that was very good for me because as well we were working in many provinces of Argentina, so I got to know people in the national spectrum in the government, people on the provincial level in the government administrations, as well as different leaders of the community at national and provincial level. I got well known in the mining community in Argentina, so those start to become kind of advantages on my side because you very well know that when you have a big network of people, you can move things faster.
Yeah.
So when we decided to bring this company into Argentina and to acquire El Quebar project, it took me very small time for me to put everything together. I have to say that in less than 15 days, we had the first group of people assembled in Argentina. Uh, Soon after I went to Argentina, I had meetings with the government and the communities. They already heard about me from before, so I have some reputation in Argentina that was very helpful for us to move things forward. Well, soon after, we start putting everything together very quickly. It's an advantage. I also used to have a company in Argentina that we were advising investors on how to come into the country and how to make investments in the country. So that part of the consultancy and advisory part of my life, advising new people, newcomers to Argentina, it's also something very valuable on my background that I'm using today for this company. So that's more or less my experience in Argentina.
Yeah. So you've grown up there. You're
I am from
Argentinian.
Argentina. I am an Argentine. I grew up eating steak and drinking wine, and yes, as every other Argentine.
So you have a little more street cred when you go and talk to the people because you live there and you've grown up there and you've been a geologist there than you would a guy like me walking in and trying to do the
Yes,
same thing.
yes, totally true. I'm sorry if I bring the conversation sideways, but that's crucial. And I have a story behind that. So I go to the Upper Andes to meet to the local community chief
Yeah.
from the indigenous population in there. This population, it's a Coya population, and the Coyas are straight descendants from the Incas.
Okay.
So people that has been living there for centuries. And I'm going to talk to the chief, and I am explaining her what is our situation, what we are going to be doing in Argentina, what we are going to be doing with the project. This little town is located at 8 kilometers from our project, and most of the people from this little town, they grew up knowing about the project, and most of the parents of these kids, they used to work in the project. Now these kids have grown up, the project was abandoned, and they were waiting for somebody to come back. So I start talking to this chief. When the conversation ends, we have this magnificent moment together. We end up hugging each other. Some tears were dropping from our eyes, and I ask, why is this so emotional? And the answer is, well, it's the first time that an Argentine is coming as an executive to talk to us. It's the first time that we are doing such a good connection with somebody. It's the first time that somebody understands our needs. It's the first time, and many first times, right? So this is something that I used to encourage a lot to people that was coming to the country to invest. Bring locals to manage your companies, right? Because it makes a difference, right? When you have local people running the company for you, it makes a huge difference. Since then, the relationship with the community has been fantastic. The support that we have from this community, it's unique. And we are there for them. They are there for us. We have a great communication. The same with the government. I went to talk to the government, and we were talking in between Argentines. We have a future in common. We have a goal in common, and all these things are very favorable for the company. So something that I really appreciate, and it's my suggestion to everybody out there. If you are coming into Argentina or any other country, try to look for locals to manage your companies.
Very good point. Um, Okay, experience of the test and insider ownership. So the Fiore Group, maybe give us a brief overview of what the Fiore Group is, and tell us any vested partners who's ever.
Well, the Fiore Group, it's been managed by Frank Giustra.
Yep.
He's the leader of the Fiore Group, and the Fiore Group today has many companies under its own umbrella. But my own definition of the Fiore Group is that it's an enormous administrative machine. So when you need to move forward a project, the Fiore Group itself, with all its capabilities in terms of corporate and administrative and finance, will move things forward. So, for example, the $15 million that we raised in September from last year to start this company, it was a non-broker deal because we could move things in between us to make them happen. And that's the Fiore Group. It's a huge administrative and corporate and finance machine that move projects forward. Inside there, you will find companies like Copper Giant, which are with us now in the stand. Companies like Nations Royalty, Western Lake Gold, Argenta Silver, Strike Point. All these companies are in there under the umbrella of the Fiore Group, and many more others. In the past, companies like Wheaton, Goldcorp, Endeavor, all of them were born in there. So it has a proven track record, and that's very important as well. In terms of insider ownership, well, there's almost 17% of our company owned by high net worth individuals. Most of them are very well known or familiar to the Fiore Group. Frank Giustra, he owns 13.5% approximately of the company. There is another thing that I want to mention that is outside of the Fiore Group, that it's Eduardo. Through one of his companies, and this is probably new for us, he became a strategic owner and a strategic investor. He invested $5 million, and today he owns approximately 12.7% of the company. He is a very large real estate owner of Argentina, huge agribusinessman in Argentina, and he also invests in different mining companies. So we have a billionaire from Canada and a billionaire from Argentina, both owning almost a quarter of the company. That's also a very big advantage.
Yeah. Okay, so what's available left to retail? So that's 30, 42, 43%, 43%.
50% of the company is in retail hands.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So about half is available to us, 35 million to retail, and the other is tied up.
Yep.
Okay. And size of the prize. What? How big? How big is it right now?
Well,
how many million ounces of silver?
Yes. So we have at this moment 45.1 million ounces of silver on the indicated category and 4.1 million ounces on the inferred category. So about 50 million ounces in between both categories. Just 10% of the 50 million ounces are inferred.
Okay.
The important thing to say is that it's pure silver. We have no lead, no copper, no zinc in our resource. So this is not silver equivalent, and our grade, it's superb. So our indicated category grade, it's 480 grams per ton of silver, and we have multiple intercepts, historical intercepts of drilling with grades above the kilogram of silver. So
wow.
I have in the table here a sample that has 13 meters at over 5 kilograms. So, sorry, over 2 kilograms.
Okay.
Over 2 kilos. So 13 meters with more than 2 kilograms in those 13 meters. There are some other samples that I have there that have over 5 kilograms in a span of 2-3 meters of the intercept. So it's a very rich deposit, super rich, and that's pure silver. That's what it was discovered by the previous operator. The previous operator allocated more drilling into resource definition rather than to explore. What we are going to do now is we will revert that. We will come out and we will be exploring more than resource definition because the resource is already there.
Okay. So this drill program, 4,000. You're drilling 4,000 meters. You've got about 1,000 done so far.
Correct.
How far apart are they right now?
So what we are going to do with these 4,000 meters is we will drill 3 holes in the resource. Then we will drill step outs from the resource. That's what we call the resource expansion program. And we will drill some other holes on the up dip because the deposit it's inclined and we believe that it could keep going up to surface. So we will test that. That's our up dip testing program. With that said, that's going to cover approximately 40% of the program.
Okay.
The 60% remain is going to be allocated for exploration, in which we are including a new target that was defined through our phase 1. This is phase 2 for us. So in phase 1, we discovered these new targets, and we are going to address them. These news are going to be coming out soon because we will start having results from the laboratory, and the news will be coming out. So there will be continuous news flowing out of the company, and they will be all about the drilling program.
Okay. All right. Because that was my thing when I was looking at it, was it looked like you're pretty spread out, and this drilling program is kind of filling in.
Actually, not that spread out. All the silver of the deposit, all the silver of the resource, it's all in one place, in one deposit. We are not scattered on the map. All the silvers, the 50 million ounces, are in one place. So what we are doing, we are testing the continuity to one side and the other of the mineralization.
Okay.
And then we will move a little bit ourselves to the north to test that northern area. But only 1% of the property, and I repeat this, only 1% of the property has been thoroughly drilled. Only 4% of the property has been explored, and most of the property is completely unexplored. Not even under. It's completely unexplored. We have 57,000 hectares in a huge volcanic complex where not much has been done in exploration terms, and the upside potential is huge.
Okay. That's why you only have silver, is because there are other metals there.
There are
You
other
just haven't
metals.
found them.
That's correct.
Okay. All right.
That's
that
correct.
makes a little more sense. Okay. All right. Says the prize. What is the biggest unanswered question facing Argenta Silver today?
Well, I think that's a question that it's not only for us. It's a question that the scientific community has been doing themselves. It's a question that many explorers have been asking themselves. And it's the same question that we are asking us today. It's how big this thing could be. And I think that the answer is that's why we are here, right? We are here to discover how big this thing could be. It's one of the largest volcanic complexes in Argentina. This means that there has been one volcano coming on top of the other. Now they have been completely carved out by nature. We can see in the guts of the volcano. We know that there is gold in the system, as you were saying. We know that there are some evidences of a larger system. So far, only this silver has been discovered. We will be doing step by step everything that we can in order to discover more things. That's going to be probably the answer in the future. We will see it in the future.
Well, how big is the prize? That's a big question. One thing we were talking about with the nation's royalty guys is your new leader. And I was joking that if Canada or America could trade our leaders for yours, we would do it.
Well, I'm coming from a trip from Europe, and people is asking me the same
thing.
you know?
Okay, yeah.
Yes, it's asking me for the same thing. Unfortunately, there is only one Javier Milei,
Yes.
and luckily, it's in Argentina.
There, a lot of these companies are from Argentina, and I got to believe that's for its reason. I haven't specifically asked him that, but I got to. You've been there. You've grown up there. It's your home. What kind of change have you? I mean, this can only be for the good, right?
Well, look, I left the country because of the situation, because there was not much future, and there was a joke in between the younger people that was like, okay, what's the exit of this situation? And the joke was that some people will answer the exit is through the airport.
Yeah.
You have to leave the country to find an exit. Today, that situation has changed. People is starting to find opportunities. People is starting to see light at the end of the tunnel. People is starting to understand that the government is doing changes in favor of industry, of progress, of more investment coming into the country. There is a lot of change. I have been living for almost 4 years now in Canada, but every time that I come back to Argentina, I see more and more hope. And you see this as well through the news. So VHP came in and they did a deal with Filo for the Vicuña district. Now Rio Tinto came in with $2.7 billion in their pockets to invest in a lithium project, which is close to our project. And you see all this amount of investment coming into the country. It's obviously that's the answer. It's a sign, right?
Yeah.
So there are many changes ongoing, and these changes are in favor of the future of the country.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. If viewers want to get a hold of you and follow your company, how can they do so?
Well, for the TSXB or Canadian markets, uh, our ticker is AGAG. For those ones that want to buy our stock in the United States, you can do it with the ticker AGAGF on the OTC. And if you want to find more information about ourselves, please get to our webpage. We have beautiful pictures in there. We have new videos. We are loading it up with a lot of information for the investors. So our webpage is argentasilver.com. And then you can follow us in social media and those things. We have launched as well a partnership recently with a kind of a broadcasting company. So we will be doing videos and things that you will see coming out, and they will be as well in our YouTube channel.
Okay. All righty. Well, Joaquin, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. And thank you for tuning in. Go to stevebartonmoney.com for more and have a wonderful day.